Pretty good, yeah? Okay.
Right.
Go on,
Right.
Hazelnut milk then, yeah?
Hazelnut milk is the way forward. That's what you need in your life.
Yeah.
Underrated.
I do like a milk.
People talk almond milk a lot.
Do they?
It's common. Hazelnut is the one, mate.
People talk almond milk a lot. There's a lot of talk on at my ends about almond milk. How are you, mate?
I'm good, geezer. How are you?
Oh, good, good. Finally got you here.
Happy to be here, mate. Football boots are handbags for men, aren't they? We get all excited about them and like, do you know what I mean?
You're not a handbag fan, no?
Well, I don't wear them, no, not myself. Not in public, anyway.
What about hold-alls and things like that?
No, I don't get it. Don't you see the young fellas walking around and they've got like the bags and...
See, I'd have had you down as like, a nice little Mulberry hold-all.
No, it's just, I won't even have a wallet, Fenners. Just my old man told me once when I was a kid, no, you can't have a wallet. Right? So I've never had a wallet.
Never had a wallet?
No, just pockets. That's what pockets are for. Yeah.
You're probably cashed out like old school, like you're probably going around
bundled
up.
Do you remember when you used to put like 20 quid in your sock on a night out, just as your emergency fund? No?
I never had 20 quid on a night out, mate. No, never did that.
No, never done that.
Never did that, no.
I just thought everyone done that.
What, 20 quid?
Well, when you were going out,
in case you
spent all your money,
right,
you put 20 quid in your sock. Don't people do that? No?
I mean, I don't know if they still do that. Let us know on the comments if you still do that. Yeah. I mean, I don't really go out much.
No one takes cash anyway now, so it's useless, isn't it?
So here we are in the boot room. We're going to talk about your career via the medium of some of the boots that you played in. But also we want to talk about this.
Yes.
Which is your book, your autobiography. I haven't finished it. Terry sent me it on Saturday. Terry, you know what I mean?
Like, did he charge you? He's been charging him on the black market.
Has he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's it retailing at? It's all going to charity though, isn't it?
All going to charity. Well,
which is fantastic. Tell us
everything. So
do you want to hold it? I'm going to let you hold it.
Yeah. So no, I'm really proud of it, Fenners. Like, I decided to write, but I wasn't going to release it. I wanted to write a book. Like for my kids and grandkids, because they live, like being a footballer's, like it's unusual when, being a footballer, because you're this kid, you're growing up wanting to play football and you've got all your heroes on your wall, then 5 minutes passes and then you're playing against them, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you live it and then someone comes along at 36 and goes, right, it stops now, go back to the real world, do you know what I mean? So I sort of like, and my kids would live a wonderful life, but it's different to what I was growing up.
Yeah.
So I wanted to write a book where I could write to my grandkids, about what it was. And I wasn't going to release it, but then we sent it to the publishers about halfway through, and they liked it. So we decided to make it a positive thing. So all the money that I would have earned is going to go to charity. So I'm happy with it.
It's brilliant. I mean, I'm probably halfway through.
Yeah.
And I'm not a massive fan of footballers' autobiographies. And I'm not just saying it because you're here, but for me, with the way it started and the way it wasn't just kind of like, we're going to start here and we're going to go through, it kind of takes you there and then there, a bit of a time machine sort of vibe, but very honest. And I suppose if you're going to write an autobiography, then you want it to be warts and all, don't you? But I know it's sometimes, you can't put everything in, but there feels to me like there's a lot of non-football stuff in there as well about your dad and things like that. I'm not a big fan of footballers' autobiographies because, apart from this one.
Yeah, apart from this one, obviously, this is top draw, top level. Yeah. No, but it took 2 years to write with Sam Wallace, and I wanted to be really honest and upfront, and it was almost like you're going through, I say this is therapy because it sounds a bit, but it was like, but it does, yeah, because like I said, to talk about becoming famous really early and the pressure of like how that was, having an upbringing which could have gone sideways, with various things, and having a really strong family unit. So and it took 2 years. I was going back and forth with Sam, So when you put so much into something, you want it. Yeah. So I'm glad people enjoy it, and I think it isn't just your generic. Oh yeah, we played this game and scored that goal, and it was all like I talk about the tough times and all things like that. So I'm really proud of it, and it's been good reviews. And you, honestly, the best thing I've done, writing it, a real good time doing it.
As if by
The only
magic,
problem I get, I think, the front page, I think it's a bit, you know, I think they might have airbrushed me, because I'm definitely not that handsome.
You are, seriously. I mean, look, you're more handsome in real life, Joe.
Yeah.
You're a very handsome individual. Would you sign that for me, please?
I will,
Would you
mate.
mind?
It'd be a pleasure. Because I did call you a genius once, didn't I, at a concert?
Yeah, but I think that was...
That was the inebriation.
Yeah, that was when we were at... Was it Reading?
Yeah.
I was waiting to go and watch Liam at Reading, and I was there with my mate Tom Roberts, I think. It was Tom Roberts from Shoot Music, who's a aficionado in the music scene.
Yeah.
And then I looked over and I saw these three characters walking over, and it was like Kathy Burke in Harry Enfield, the man
Kevin and Perry,
Kevin and Perry and all that. Like mooching over like that, and they all had bucket hats on.
Yeah.
I looked a bit closer and I was like, it's fucking Joe Cole, and Bridgie and Carlton Cole, and you were like, I mean, you were off your nuts, basically, you know, let's have it right. I don't know if we can keep that in, but anyway, but you were having a great time, and yeah, we had a little chat, and yeah, but
that was a wicked night.
Yeah, it was quality.
The bucket hats, yeah, that was a good gig. That was Liam. He was
brilliant.
headlining it.
Yeah, quality.
That was good.
Right, give us that, mate.
Fenners, thank you,
Should we get into these boots?
Yeah, come on. Looking forward to this.
Caveat.
Right.
And I'm disappointed with myself, and I'm let down.
Right.
Your first ever pair of boots were, do you know what they're called?
Adidas Rico.
Adidas Rico.
Yes.
Now, I scoured, and trust me, I scoured, and I spoke to people. I could not get my hands on a pair of Adidas Ricos. They do exist.
We've seen the picture.
I've seen a picture. Here is a picture now for you to enjoy.
Yeah.
They're quite kind of an old basic boot, aren't they?
Yeah. Do you know what, right? I genuinely love these boots, like, because I didn't play my first game, organised game, until I was 11, right? So I played concrete, little pitches and all that, so I needed boots, and we didn't have any money, so we went to a place called Ace Sports in Kentish Town Road. People will know, it's a little sports shop, and I think it was the cheapest boots in the shop.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're there, and obviously you see the sparkling ones and all that, and you're like, they're on the top
which
shelf.
which ones would you have wanted?
I would have wanted, there was the Adidas World Cups, Puma Kings were the two best ones, and then you had some niche ones, some exotic Italian ones, like Valsport. Do you know what I mean?
Valsport Green Star, do you remember those ones?
And Lottos, Rupelits.
Yeah.
But these were like, this is all we could afford.
Of course, yeah.
But I loved them. I kept these boots until my toes were like that. Yeah. It's probably responsible for my bunions now, these Adidas Ricos, because but you know, get the dubbing on, you'd finish the game on a Sunday, get the bucket out the kitchen, and I'll be on the step, just cleaning them, getting ready. Yeah. Amazing. I love them.
It's a rite of passage, that, isn't it? First pair, and looking after them, cleaning them.
I wanted to carry on wearing them.
Right.
So even when I grew out of them, I couldn't find them again.
Right.
So yeah,
Bring
back the Ricos.
Bring back the Ricos. Because you alluded to it there, you didn't play organised football, did you, until you got to about 11. Where were you playing your football?
In the streets.
And you, because
Kentish Town.
Kentish Town, and you used to play around like Somers Town and around that area, didn't you?
Yeah, Kentish Town, Somers Town, Queen's Crescent, Camden. Like, obviously, it felt like it's a great place to grow up, because you had the music scene was there. We're from a family of market traders, so it just felt really vibrant. You know, like there was always a football game going on, lots of different types of people. You know, I just played wherever. So I took a ball everywhere I went, me and my mates, and just went and played. But I wasn't coached. I never played on grass until I was 11.
Wow.
Yeah. Proper cage football.
Okay, should we crack on? Because, we've not even got a pair out yet, and this is the exciting bit.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We'll start at the top.
Start at the top, right. Let's have a look. Birthday, 98. I think these are going to be World Cups. Let's have a look. Oh, look at them.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Why is birthday significant with these
birthday,
boots?
This is when I signed my first professional contract. So once I got past the Ricos, and me old man and mum must thought my staff have a little bit. They've upgraded me to the World Cups.
Nice.
So I wore the World Cups throughout, and I just thought they were just so perfect. Like, I just like everything about. I just like even the colours, the whites and the red. So yeah, that was when I signed my first professional contract, which is a big. It was on the pitch.
Yeah.
At West Ham. Yeah.
But they'd planned that, hadn't they, to do it on your birthday? Was that right?
Yeah, it was a weird. Well, it was actually it's a weird. You know, talk about synchronicity in your life and things like that. It was West Ham versus Chelsea on my birthday. Obviously, I supported Chelsea as a boy. Loved West Ham and everything. I was signing for them, and they made a big deal out of it. Do you know what I mean? And you don't know as a kid. So I've sort of walked out onto the pitch at Upton Park, and the announcer was like, giving me like, it was, like a boxer coming to the ring. And I'm a 17-year-old kid at Upton Park, and the whole crowd's looking at me. And I was a shy kid, Fenners, and I was like, I don't want to be out here. I really don't want to be out here. So I walked out with my dad, and Jimmy, who was the youth development officer, and we sat down, and he's like, the whole crowd, remember the day, Joe? I'm like, oh no, this is like, just was cringing inside. I wanted to get off. Obviously, I'm happy to sign in my contract. Do you know what I mean?
Did you actually do it?
It was a fake signature. I'd already signed it, but it was for the picture. So
yeah.
You know, like they talk about looking after young players, and everything like that. There was none of that when I was coming through.
No.
It was like, right, you're in sink or swim on all aspects of football. Just playing is hard enough, but the media, things like that. So listen, I love these boots and I love this period of my life. But the actual signing day at West Ham, I was like, I think nowadays it wouldn't happen.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, there was no like, actually, do we think this is right? It's like, but I suppose it was because they knew you were such a talent, and you were going to be such a talent, and there was a lot of noise, wasn't there? There was a lot of noise about you, so they probably wanted to maximise that.
From a club's perspective, like, you think it's a good PR thing. You've got like the kid who they think's the best young player in the country, signing for you, so they're going to go, we're going to celebrate that. But I think now if you're looking at it with a development head on, you go, listen, he signed his contract, little thing in the programme, congratulations. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a bit, I think if you had my time again, we'd probably try and dampen everything down, do you know what I mean?
Did you get dressed up?
No, tracksuit. Do you know, so I had the West Ham tracksuit, the pony tracksuit. Yeah, oversized. My kids were watching me play the other day. Dad, why is the shirt so big? Like, how did you even run?
Massive.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I never once put it on and thought, this is too big for me. But looking back, it was like a parachute.
Whose boots did you clean as a player?
I cleaned Shaka Hislop's boots.
Wow.
Which were about size 14s as well.
Yeah.
Mate.
What did he wear?
I think he might have had the ponies on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big fold over tongue?
Yeah, big units. Wow. And a lad called Chrissy Coyne, who was the reserve team. So I carried on cleaning Chrissy's boots. He was reserve team captain for the whole year when I was playing in the first team. But I'm having to clean Chrissy Coyne's boots, and it's soon sort of just faded out.
You should have got double bubble for doing Shakas if they were size 14s. That's massive.
One thing is Shaka was, very relaxed.
Yeah.
So like, them days, like, there was nothing more panicky as if you had a bad pro who was like anal about his boots, and you just forgot, and you shout. I remember, I won't name names, but there was a couple of times there was like players would turn up in the morning, their boots weren't cleaned, and they were shouting one of the youth team. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're in trouble with your mum and dad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, kick the cat in it. Like you come in and you're maybe not happy with it, I'm going to have a pop at the young lad. Again, that wouldn't happen now, would it, Joe?
No, it wouldn't.
No.
It wouldn't.
Quite
but
right too.
I love these boots.
Did you
Good memories.
Frank said he used to put them on the radiator, turn them upside down and put them down so that the tongues would...
Yeah, do you know what? No, I got the loads of the clothes pegs, put them on there,
right.
Put them down, and that seemed to work enough for me. And do you know what? I remember one of the lads, I don't know, he must have known a tailor or something, but the first time I'd ever see anyone do this, and I was so jealous. Do you know, like, the Predators had the elastic that went round? We had someone in the youth team who managed to get somebody to do that on his boots.
Wow.
And it was just like, amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Lovely. One down, mate, one
One
down.
down.
Let's pop those away.
Yeah. West Ham again. Youth Cup, 99. These are historic boots, aren't they?
I mean, they're everything of beauty.
Yeah. I love the World Cup so much, but they wanted to get me in these. And at first I didn't like them. You know, made me fall in love with them when I saw Gaza wearing them.
Right, yeah. Was Gaza your hero? Really?
Gaza was my hero. And then wearing them in the Youth Cup final.
Yeah.
That's still one of my fondest memories, you know.
So, I was working at Soccer at the time, and we had this thing called Showboat, which I'm sure you're aware of. You know, it became like parlance, didn't it, with footballers and Showboat. But what you got to remember is back in the day, then nobody was doing anything. No. If you got footage of someone doing a back heel, you were rubbing your hands. It was barren, you know.
Yeah.
You turn up, you know, in the Youth Cup, Rabonas from the halfway line, and you know, Zidane roulettes and all this stuff, and we're all looking at each other in the office going, fucking hell, this is like, and it was honestly the excitement around you. It was that street footballer, but was doing things that you hadn't seen and had the personality to go with it. It was just magical seeing you do these things. But yeah, tell us a little bit about that night, because you're obviously in a bit of a flow state where.
Yeah, man, it's just one of my, so I was already in the first team. So the story, I was in the first team playing regular, but I was coming back for the Youth Cup games, and coming back was a joy. Winning the Youth Cup with these lads, lads I played with since I was 12. It isn't like now, youth teams at the big clubs are stocked together. You get signings coming in from abroad. But we sort of was from 12 years of age, thinking we want to win this one day. And I thought my time might, because I'd sort of surpassed it and gone into the first team, I didn't know whether I'd have the chance to do it. So it felt such a joy. Do you know, because I'm in the first team and you've got to play well and you've got to be at it and everything. And then I come back and I'll just be with my mates again.
Yeah.
And then the second leg, we won the first leg at Coventry 3-0. So it was in a great position. We thought we'd win it. They had to open up all of Upton Park. Do you know what I mean? So we had to stop the game 15 minutes in because we had to get some fans across the pitch into the other stand. People just flooding in, do you know, into the stadium. Yeah, so it was Upton Park was nearly full. We'd more or less won the game. We'd played together since we were 12. And then you talk about the flow state. Us as a team was in a flow state because Coventry weren't bad. No. They got to the final. They was a good England internationals, Scottish internationals. But we were just it felt like culmination of everything, all our dreams as a 12-year-old to get there. Yeah. And the way we played together for so long, and it just felt like, I just felt like in so much enjoyment in football. And to this day, West Ham fans still come up to us and they West Ham, the academy of football, and they got this academy winning the Youth Cup, but I think it was the way we played. And wearing these, still to this day, it was like one of the nicest memories. Yeah. The
things you were doing on the pitch probably felt quite natural to you, quite normal. And I spoke to Jimmy about this, Jimmy Bullard, and he recalls a day when he was training and Rio was training, and you came over to join in, and everyone was kind of going, oh my God. Jimmy talks about aliens, in the nicest possible way, but literally we're from a different planet, and said that,
Jimmy said I'm from a different planet.
Yeah.
That's rich coming from me.
Yeah. There's only one person on planet Bullard, and that's Jimmy. But no, it was a compliment.
Yeah,
and
I know. Yeah.
But he was talking about the stuff you were doing, and he said Rio was screaming with excitement, out loud during the session, going, oh my God, at the stuff you were doing. But also that you were really tough as well. You would. Jimmy talks about, you had the blades on when you trained, you had the Preds with the blades on, and you were going in and you were you were turning and stamping on people's feet and all that and using your body, and it was just weren't intimidated, but producing all this incredible stuff. Were you aware of that at the time?
Yeah, well, not at the time, because it's just your journey. I think the reason I played the way I did was because I wasn't affected by any coaches until I was 11 or 12. My dad wasn't a football man, so I never had that conversation in the car, you should do it like this or you should do it like that. I just played freely. And then West Ham were brilliant with me. They recognised I could do things with the ball that other people couldn't. They just sort of just left me alone a little bit, little things. But you think, Fenners, like the way I played, and sometimes it could be seen as you're taking the mick, of opposition. So I was always a target, and I was aware of that. And back in the day when you could tackle, I remember countless times I remember playing in the Premier League and someone would do me badly, and then the ref will go like, I let that one go, that's your first one. So everyone knew they had a free one on you.
Right, yeah.
So I got adept at being able to look after myself with, so I'd get up. You had to protect yourself. And going through the youth team system, I think is one of the most difficult things to do, because you're young men with all that ego and all that testosterone, fighting for a contract. Then you've got to come together as a team, competing with each other. So the countless times your teammates would do you in training, and you'd be head to head, and there'd be a little scrap or something.
And that happened quite a bit.
Happened regularly, and I think that's up and down the country because you're fighting for something really. And then, so I was well aware I had to protect myself and look after myself. So I got quite nasty. I was quite I knew how to sort of jump out of a tackle and land or something, but you had to do it back then. I think they're a lot more protected now, the players, which is a good thing. I did love these boots. I had to grow to love them.
Yeah, that's interesting, because there'll be millions, because there is going to be millions. I was going to say, there's not thousands watching this, there's going to be millions.
It's
going to break the internet. They'll be watching going, what, you didn't love those straight away, you didn't grab them, because Predators were an acquired taste initially, weren't they?
Do you remember the first Predators?
I do, yeah. They were so heavy.
Do you know what? I had a
so
pair.
heavy.
My mum and dad must have worked really hard to get me these boots. And as soon as I got them on, it weren't for me, but I couldn't tell them.
No.
So I played, and I was willing my feet to grow because I wanted to get out of them.
Right.
I didn't like the first ones, but these ones were a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
The red tongue, Gaza. I was converted. Then I loved them.
And a blade as well. Were you like
the old Dennis Quaid's? Yeah. I wasn't sure at the start. Again.
No. Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but I got into it, and I actually had them converted to studs. And to get me in the Preds, they put the studs in first for me.
What were they going for, Ben? Were those on the market, Josh, Ben? What are they?
How much? 1,500 quid.
Brand new. But what, are you?
People ain't wearing them at that though. They're just keeping them as ornaments, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have kept my boots.
Yeah. Wish I kept mine.
My God, look at them.
Right.
Lovely.
2 down.
2 down. You see the boots, and then the memories just come back. Do you know what I mean?
Chelsea.
Let's go. All right, let's have a look. Chelsea. That is saucy, isn't it? Look at that. Is that gunmetal?
Is that gunmetal? Yeah, gunmetal.
Yeah.
Can you remember what kind of era of Chelsea you were wearing these?
Right at the start. So
okay.
As soon as I arrived, I was still Adidas, and loved, fully converted to the Predators. Loved these, bit longer got It was a big.
So long, yeah.
It's a big deal for me, Fenners. Because when I left West Ham, got relegated with 42 points. I was club captain, so that era of me being a kid has gone. I'd played for England 10 times, but not really nailed down my position. The club needed to sell you, right? So the relegation was that hit me hard. I talk about it in the book, because you feel so responsible. I come through West Ham, and you're club captain, and what done me was the people that lost their jobs because of it when they were and I think and I was still 21, so I was a baby in footballing terms, but all that responsibility. But then the club had to rebuild, and then it was where do you go? What do you want to do? And I was a Chelsea supporter as a kid, but once you play Fenners, it's you're looking behind the curtain sort of thing. So you're not, it wasn't on. You don't get nostalgic, or you don't. It's no tribal about you want to go and play. You're professional.
Yeah,
so
of course,
there was there was clubs that come in for me, and they were sniffing round, and I'd had, from a personal point of view, I'd had a good season, and I think I scored my first goal for England at the end of the season. maybe even in these boots, maybe. And then Chelsea came in, you know, you're like, the Roman Abramovich and all that, it would just seem like not like a mad world to go into, like we were signing everyone.
Yeah. But
as soon as I walked into the building, I remember like I went to Stamford Bridge to negotiate, and I sort of gone in there, and you sort of like, first time I've been in there as a professional player since I went there as a kid, and all the old memories have come back when I used to go watching, and it just felt right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think in life, the decisions I've made that have been instinctual and have felt right, like signing for West Ham as a kid was the right thing to do, because I walked in and Harry Redknapp and Billy Bonds and everyone made me feel so welcome, and they was kind, and I just felt right around the place. And then going to Chelsea at the time felt right, and it worked out.
Gut instinct is massive, isn't it?
I think we underestimate it, and I think the older you get, you start realising it a bit more, don't you?
Yeah,
and,
well, the bigger our guts get and the better our instincts get.
yeah, probably, yeah. I remember signing and done the negotiation.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to wear the number 10 shirt after I spoke to Ranieri.
Did you sign on the same day as
Veron,
yeah.
Who was Argentina's number 10 at the time. This is pre-Messi. So he's the main man from Manchester United. But Claudio, I wanted to wear the number 10 shirt for Chelsea. Yeah. So he said, no, great. But then they promised it to Veron, which could have happened because Chelsea were signing players every 5 minutes during that time. And my dad's like, we're negotiating, and my dad's gone, they've gone, Mike, you're going to wear number 20. And my dad's gone, whoa, no, you said number 10. And I'm just like, it's all right, Dad, don't worry, you know. No, we don't start off like that. You know, someone tells you they're going to do something, you do it. Deal's off. And I'm just like, my heart's going like that. I'm thinking, oh my good God. And I'm just thinking, oh, no. But I know, like, something inside me knows that's right. If you're dealing with someone, you say you're going to do something, and we've gone, and then there were some frantic phone calls made to like Veron, to Ranieri, to Veron's agent, and I'm just sitting there just going, I know he's right, but I really want to sign. But anyway, we held firm, got the number 10 shirt, and he bowled out that place, me old man, like, and I'm like, I could have killed you. You nearly nosed it up for me. But he was like, no, he was right, I think. Yeah. And that was like, you know, the principles of it all. And Veron was okay with it. Yeah, it was just a mad time.
Yeah. You'd have to be all right with it, otherwise you'd have had to deal with George, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Seba. Although his agents looked a bit tasty.
Really?
Like, we turned up on the press conference, and I had an Adidas tracksuit on, like, you know, and he had like suit on. Italian agents looked like they was in the mafia, looking sunglasses, looking $1 million, and I looked like I was turning up to like, you know, I don't know what I was like. I just looked. No, you walk into a room, you go, I misread this. Yeah. And a press conference, and I sat there like, and then they're asking Veron about 3 million questions, and I'm just standing like a little. But he was good. He was good with me. Because they asked him. You say it in the book. They asked him, "Who are you looking forward to playing with?" Yeah. And they reeled off all these names, and he went, "No, I'm looking forward to playing with Joe Cole," didn't he? Yeah. And then he leant into me and said, "I owe him 50 quid for that." For that bullshit. Yeah, for that bullshit. That's what he said, for that bullshit. And I was like, "I like you." You know what I mean? I like you. Brilliant. I just want to touch upon on the importance of your dad in your life, in your career, because, you know, I met him, you know, when you came out of Soccer AM, and you know, he was always there with you. And if you wouldn't mind, just tell us a little bit about the importance of him for you. Yeah, because well, you know, write about it. Like, you start when I wrote the book, and you write about your life, you don't realise how important it is. I remember he first of all, nothing about football. No. Absolutely couldn't play, like, which is so unusual for where we're from. There was a lot of clubs that wanted to, when they were courting you, wanted to throw money, you know, at parents, and it happens all the time, and it's wrong in my opinion. Young people shouldn't be, you know, and it still happens to this day. So, but whenever he felt the conversation was going along that lines with a club, he'd just say like, and I didn't know this at the time, he'd say like, no, stop there, I won't be selling my son, do you know what I mean? So he said, listen, you go, he didn't know nothing about football, he said, you go where you're most comfortable with. It ended up being West Ham, which actually ended up, they wasn't one of the clubs that, so he missed out on a right few quid, me dad, but he wanted to make sure that I was where I wanted to be, which I didn't know until later. But he never played football, Fenners, so I never had that. He said to me, he said, funny story, he said, I was coming back from injury and I was playing a reserve team game at Chelsea, so he come to watch. And he said, Jimmy Hill was there, he was watching, his grandson was playing in the game. So he was chatting to Jimmy, and he's chatting away, and he's gone, oh, he's my son's Joe, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, you must play football. And my dad said, for some reason, I started saying, yeah, I used to play a bit, Jim, like that. He said, I don't know why I said it. He said, and as this happens, like one of the balls has come towards him, and my dad's thinking, this is coming towards me. It's going to look terrible. He says, I just stuck my foot out, and he said, I killed it dead, right? He controlled it dead, played it back to someone and said, never lose it, Jim. And my dad was absolutely buzzing with it. But Jimmy's just gone, yeah, never lose it, yeah.
Quality.
But yeah, forget being a dad. He was perfect for me. Because I think if I'd have had one of them overbearing dads on with football, I wouldn't have been the player I was, you know, like just to sort of go and do my thing, you know what I mean?
Brilliant. And I've got to ask you about Jose.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by his training methods and how it was for you coming from West Ham to you know, well, it was Harlington then, wasn't it, the training ground, which was, you know, I remember that, and it wasn't considering the kind of players Chelsea were signing, it was lower league training ground, but you had this kind of ultra high, you know, top level manager who was bringing all these methods. Yeah,
well, mate, he must have turned up at Harlington, Jose, and thought, what's this? Like, I remember the first few days getting there. Everyone's rushing to leave the dressing room at like 1:30. Why is everyone rushing, taking all the bags? He said, we got to get out of the dressing room because there's the local men's hockey team coming in to use the facilities. I think, there's Marcel Desailly and Seba Veron and like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you speak to them about like AC Milan or Lazio's training ground, you've got like waiter service and everything's pristine. But Jose come in, and the biggest thing, you know, you turn up for pre-season and the thing was, right, you're running for 2 weeks or you're, you know, lifting weights, doing some sit-ups, and then it was all very basic. It wasn't, his was like football-based fitness, small games. I walked out onto Harlington the first session, and it looked like Heathrow Airport. There was cones everywhere and flags, and you go from one session to the other. I mean, it's all pretty normal now as football's progressed, but for me then, it was, I'd never felt fitter. So your fitness levels and your game IQ went up. I think all of us recognise this is new. We feel great. We look great when we're playing. So you buy into it even more. Yeah. And winning games. So it was just like, it sort of snowballed, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And one thing he said to me, Jose, was really interesting. He said, if you want to learn how to play the piano, you don't run round it or pick it up. So why are you going to run or go to the gym? So we're playing football, we're learning on the pitch. And I was like, wow, that's just like, it's genius. Like, it's logical, do you know what I mean?
How did you get on with him?
He was what I needed. You know, I hadn't won anything. He found me at a time when I was so hungry to win things, you know, because it validates you. You know, if you finish your career and you've not won nothing, you know, as much as the memories are lovely and, you know, how much you was adored by the fans is great, you still want to put some silverware on the table. So I was malleable, and he pushed me and he drove me, and he drove me mad at times. Like, we had loads of arguments. You know, I wasn't one who wouldn't go in the office, but it was all straight talk.
Right, so
go on.
Give us an example, because I hear that kind of stuff, like, I go in the office and give us an example of a conversation.
Right, I wasn't picked for a game. We drew or lost at home. I won't tell you the player it was with because it's not fair. He didn't bring me on. We drew. Should have waited until Monday morning. Calm, gaffer. What do I need to do to get in the team? Blah, blah, blah. But I've gone into his office straight away after the game. Gaffer, why didn't you play me? Obviously, it was probably a little bit more, what's going on? I said, why are you playing him and not me? Yeah. And he's gone, go away. And I went, I want to leave, like, proper petulant. He went, you want to leave? You want to leave? And he said, 20 million. Then my ego, and I was like, what, you think I'm worth 20 million? And he went, get out the thing. Then we left. And then, so it'd be like, it's not even an argument, it's like a brash discussion. But, you know, that happened maybe 2 or 3 times, different things. But when also I needed him,
Sorry, just to, so then you come in on Monday.
Then I come in on Monday.
And
fine.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
There's no grudges held. I've had managers where I think I've said something and I think they've held a grudge.
Right.
Again, I don't want to get into business their names, but I think if you're trying to do something, win a football match at the highest level, there's no time for worrying about people's feelings. So it's all very frank and forward, and I genuinely loved him for that. But there was times with him during when it was happening, I was like, could have scored the winner against Liverpool, and thought I was the bee's knees, and he chastised me in the press for not tracking a runner.
Right.
But it was his way of keeping me, and he was right, because I was out that Saturday night thinking I was, the dog's nuts.
Right.
Mate.
Come on.
Right.
We're having so much fun talking in this.
Mate.
Yeah, right, here we go.
Right, this is Liverpool 010. Let's have a look. Tiempos. It's a saucy boot.
It's a lovely boot.
I changed the Nike at some point.
Yeah.
They are lovely, aren't they?
They are like, they're like butter. They're like buttery.
See, there's three boots within my life. Like there's the Predators, the World Cups, and the Tiempos, right? Obviously, it didn't work for me at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? We can't beat around the bush. I didn't really want to leave Chelsea.
No.
But they're going in a different direction. This comes in the stage of, this is the second half of my career after my knee injury, so I was never quite the same player. I couldn't get up to the level, I couldn't move the same way.
Yeah, just quickly on that,
Go on.
What did you find after that injury that you couldn't, that you were like, I can't do that now?
Well, I couldn't stay fit for a sustained period of time because I couldn't train as hard as I could. So I'd find myself, say for instance, if it was a hard session, I couldn't push because I'd feel the fluid coming in my knee. I felt changing directions I used to be free with my changing directions. I couldn't do that. And there was a little bit of pain every now and then. Pain's always a leveler, but you manage that with painkillers and things like that as best you can. But just one of them things that I would have had another 4, 5, 6 years playing at the top level if I didn't have my knee injury. But I also started very young.
Yeah.
So I'd had 12 years of a run at it, which is 12 years is a career for a lot of people. So.
And you'd had 12 years of like youth football and men's football as a young lad and getting walloped.
I got smashed. I mean, my knee was was like my knee. My knee was fucked. Like I was like, so it was like a full it was basically like a refurb of the knee. It was like every ligament was done. Do you know what I mean? The surgeon done a great job to keep me going, because there was a real worry about whether I would even be able to play afterwards. Right. It was like that level of it was like everything done. So Liverpool signed me on a free. So I've gone there and it's one of them. Didn't want to leave Chelsea, had to leave. Then the Liverpool thing, it boiled down to Liverpool or Spurs. I just had my little girl and I was very mindful. I wanted to stay in England. Family. So you get to that stage, they were family. I think if I'd have had my time again, I'd have probably gone, and this isn't disrespectful to Liverpool, I'd have probably gone abroad somewhere and tried that, because I loved it. I loved that experience when I did do it. But it was a difficult time for the club. And I genuinely, I was excited about joining. I spoke to Cara and Stevie. It's a great club. I never felt disrespected by the club. The managers, Kenny, Roy, they didn't want me for various reasons. I still felt I was good enough to play for that Liverpool side.
Yeah, I was massively excited when you signed. And I was like, it was like, I thought, of course, things go in a different way due to injuries and stuff like that. But if you'd been fully fit, like, there's no doubt you'd have absolutely smashed it there, 100%.
And then but it's just like you said, it wasn't meant to be. No. Yeah, nevertheless, listen, played for Liverpool,
Yeah.
So that's
amazing.
Any footballer would tell you it's a special thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, let's pop those away, mate.
Yeah. Right, here we go.
Now then.
Let's have a go. Right. England 0-1. These bad boys.
Now these.
Tiempo.
These are yours.
These are mine.
These are. I mean, they're not now because someone else has them. How do you not still have them?
Mate, I've given up. I've given away so much.
Have you?
I've got hardly anything because, like, you know what it's like. One, I didn't keep loads. Like, JT's got like garages full of everything. You know what I mean?
He's got 3 pairs of boots per game.
Per game, you know what I mean? So he's smart. He's keeping them all. Especially now, I know them ones are worth 1,500 quid.
Yeah. 56 caps for
56
England.
caps.
Yeah, I mean, remember when you got your first call up and how you felt?
Mate, I fell in love with England. I fell in love with football. No, I loved playing football, but remember, it wasn't on in my house.
No.
So, 1990 World Cup, so I'm 9 years old, nearly 10, and I fell in love with Gaza and England. Yeah. And I can remember the moment vividly, semi-final, watching how the emotion of the game affected my mum and dad, who didn't even like football. They were the casual fans, you know? And I fell in love with football, and I just want to play for England. So the day you get your first call up is just incredible. Harry told me, and that's just like, you get choked up a bit, you know what I mean? Like, and then you get, I went to a squad, I didn't play. And I think I was in my first squad was the last game at Wembley.
The old Wembley?
The old Wembley, yeah.
The Kevin Keegan game,
I was front row seats as a young kid in the squad, 18 years of age, watching that meltdown. And I was just thinking, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? I remember getting onto the coach, and Tony Adams was there, and he was reading one of them broadsheets, and he's a big lad, Tony, and I was just plotted up, and it just felt so intrusive, and he's reading this paper, it was about 3 meters wide, and then he's talking to me about stuff and he was great. Yeah. But it was the most uncomfortable journey from the hotel to Burnham Beeches, or whether it was Bisham Abbey. But I also remember, like, the first time you pull that shirt on for England, and you're standing there with the national anthem. Yeah. You just feel like on top of the world. And there's been a few occasions I got emotional in football. The national anthem the first time, winning the league for the first time, and my final game. They're the only times I felt a bit choked up. 'Cause I was good at controlling my emotions, but just standing there, just because it was that journey from a kid. Yeah. And you know, one of them. If I was to die with one cap, I'd have gone like mission accomplished, become an England player.
Were you frustrated at the way in which it didn't appear that you could get in that side on a regular basis? You know, and honestly, because I know there were a lot of great players in there, and you know, but were you?
So like, first of all, I love Sven, right? I love Sven, but the way we played was 4-4-2, was, you know, it was 80s, 90s football, but we had great players, right? So I had a feeling like, listen, I know how to play a 4-4-2. It's what we was taught as young players in England, but also I've played against like Moldova a bit, or Azerbaijan or someone like that, and been popped off the pitch because they're a bit more fluid in how they build up and have, you know, but they're not better players than us, but the system was better. I think the system got stagnant in England at 4-4-2, and Sven was going to go with that, you know, and he wasn't going to change. There was so, and also I had Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, who were attacking midfielders like myself. Beckham as well, do you know what I mean? So like, there was only the left of midfield really that was available. You know, Scholes, he went and played there a few times and didn't really like it, or wasn't suited to him as much of a genius as he was. So I recognised, right, I need to adjust to just get into this team, and that was it. And it's only ever going to be on the left. And this was insane for people listening to football now. There was this obsession with the fact that I was right-footed playing on the left for England. People going, can't do that. Impossible. We need a left footer. You know, and they were like, you know, there was just Steve Guppy, they tried, Alan Thompson, because he had a left. Anyone who had a left peg on the left, it was like people like, no, you absolutely cannot play a right-footed player on the left or a left-footed player on the right. Do you know? I mean, that's how much we was.
And
like
that's not even that long ago.
Not long ago. People forget, you know. And I'm so I felt like when I was playing it, you know that that's the narrative.
Yeah.
And you know, like, I've got to just do this. You know, you don't want to make a mistake, you know, things like that. So I've got to make this position my own. And I was up against great, Stuart Downage, Kieran Dyers. Who else played out? There's a few players with Scholesy went out there, but I thought to myself, and made my goal to sort of make that my position, and that's where I played for my England career. Yeah.
Do you think that we looked at teams like Italy, Spain, and France, and we were like, we're not technically as good as them? Do you think that was the kind of feeling amongst, or what was the feeling amongst players?
Right.
Were you not all sitting there going?
No, I knew he was technically as good as them.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that. What, Gerrard, Beckham, Scholes,
this is what I'm saying.
Rooney, Owen, like Ashley Cole, Rio, like, maybe we didn't have the depth of players. The squad wasn't as strong as it is now.
But man for man.
For man we were, but the reason it was tactical. Like, we talked about it, we go over it and we talk about it, right? So England developed a style of play, a fella called Charles Hughes, right, who played this percentage football, and this then became the standard for England. So everyone played it against each other, so there's no deviation about it at all. And that's how we played, right? But what was happening while we were doing that, Portugal, Spain, Italy were figuring out about, how important it is to hold on to the ball a little bit better, to move the ball between the lines, So we just didn't develop any of that side of our game. So I played for England the whole time, and we had to be good off the ball. Then on the ball, I don't ever remember there being a really, really specific plan where we're going to do better than this. And I said, when the Barcelona team emerged in the mid-noughties, late noughties, I was like a nutter in the asylum and going, see, told you lot, that's how to do it. That's the way we should be playing. Yeah. But Frank Lampard, technically brilliant. Steven Gerrard, Scholes, we had the players. Carrick, Hargreaves, we had the players to do it, but we never had there's no better technical centre-halves than Rio and JT that I've played with.
No. No.
They were better than Gallas and Cavalier, who were top. But we didn't use them.
But I think the problem was that you should have been the person, because you were the player who would, like Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, who would come and be brave and get on the ball and get him receive it and can go that way or that way. We were never in control of games, were we? Very rarely in control of games where you thought, we're bossing this, Euro 96 where we beat Holland 4-1. That was
Terry Venables.
Everyone was like, Terry Venables was
3-5-2. He was again. That was a different England team. We went backwards as bad as it sounds under Keegan and Sven. God bless him, because he managed us off the pitch. Sven was brilliant, as good as manager, but we went back to what we sort of reverted to type after Venables. If we would have kept that trajectory, we would have got to where we are now, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and then we'd have had a lot more of this sustained success of what the group's having now, in my opinion.
In that box there's a very special pair of boots from 2006.
These, the Buddy Ollie, 06.
Now,
the youngsters will be Googling Buddy now.
These are yours, yeah?
These are mine.
You brought those in?
I brought these in. The World Cup was special to me, so 06 I was probably at my peak. We just won the league. It was at that period when I was playing my best football. The goal against me, like Fenners, I played 714 games, club and country, scored 104 goals, but you ultimately get remembered for moments if you're lucky as a footballer. And I was very lucky that I scored probably my best goal, or one of my best goals, on the biggest stage. And so people come up to me all the time and they remember, as soon as they see people, they see you, they go, and their brain's going, and they go, Volley, World Cup, 06. Then if I'm with my mates, they go, is he fucking living off that still? Fucking joke. And then he's still living off that. And then the fella's thinking, your mates are really horrible to you, aren't they? I went, yeah, they are. I go, so you get remembered. So all them games, all them tracked runners, completed passes, you get remembered for a couple of moments. And I'm lucky, genuinely blessed, and I feel, honoured that I scored one of my best goals in the World Cup. Yeah. So
you obviously had a dig on you, but you weren't renowned for that type of goal. So
no, was an unusual one of my goals. Like, so it was, I only hit it, Fenners, honestly, because I was exhausted. Like, it was just before half time. It was really hot that night, and I was playing well. I had the confidence to do it anyway. And it sat up lovely. I sort of, as it's come to me, and you know, it's like, I knew as soon as it's come to me, I've chested it up. I remember, in football it's called the paintbrush, where you hit up against the ball, because then it puts top spin on it. And it's a nightmare for a goalie, because especially if it's in nighttime games when there's lights, it's dipping fast. And I remember hours and hours of practice at Chad Relief, throw you the ball, take a touch, bang, doing it. So I can, like, it was just repetition, and then I only shot there because it was close to half time. So I thought, if it goes in the stands, we're not going to concede a counter attack. I was exhausted. I was getting a lot of the ball down that, and I was getting at the fullback, so I didn't have a dribble in me anymore. And it just, as soon as I hit it, you just know that's got a chance. And it just dipped, and then it's gone in, and then, like, it's just that there's no better feeling than scoring any goal. And I wouldn't say it felt better than. There's had goals which have felt better because they're last minute.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, there's always that last minute goal is the best, even if it's from 2 yards, because you might have won the game. But it just, I didn't realise how good it was till I went back to the hotel in Baden-Baden and saw it. Sort of celebrating. Another one I remember, I swapped shirts with someone after the game, and one of the lads pulled me going, "You swapped your shirt on a night like tonight?" I went, "Yeah." And then I realised I might want that shirt. Yeah. So I had to go into the Swedish dressing room, get the kit man to ask the fella back. I said, "Listen, can I give you my one I didn't wear?" Yeah. And the fella, he was, I can't remember who it was, but he was like, "Yeah, that's all right."
Good shout, that.
Good shout.
Where is that shirt?
It's indoors.
Is
I'm
it?
not, I'm not going to tell you in case there's any burglars watching.
That's all right, mate.
Kept these ones, kept the shirt. I haven't got much, honestly. I've not got much, mate. I've got my medals, got my caps, a few pairs of boots, a few shirts here, like the first and last.
Can I have a look at
Go on, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they're still tied together. Yeah.
And did you cut the laces are cut there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that?
So
did you do that? Or burn them with a match or something?
Burn them. Yeah, cut them and then you burn it with a match because it makes it just easier to tie up. I found easier to tie up, less wastage of laces.
What size? 8. Are you? You're an 8, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you an 8 or are you like a 9 and you cram them in? Or?
I'm actually, nowadays, because of my bad feet, what I got from my career, I wear 9s now, shoes and trainers, because, my feet are sore for all the running about.
Right, we're going to do something really...
Really?
Yeah. Sorry, it's the magic of the edit, this, right? So
okay.
Just pop that box over there. Right, yeah. Just look over there.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay. Right, okay. Shh. Beautiful.
It's all right, it's all in the edit, mate. Don't worry about that.
It's fantastic. Wonder what these are.
Hang on. You've got to read the label,
sorry,
mate.
mate. Sorry.
I spent a lot of time on these, Joe.
Sorry, mate. Superb. Joe Cole, phone box.
The phone box.
The phone box.
Now, do you know what we're referring to here?
Well,
can you have a guess?
I can have a guess. When I scored the goal, when it was against Man United, when it really tight in a phone box, done a little move.
Yeah. There you go.
Right, let's have a look. Here we are.
Oh, there you go. As if by magic.
As if by magic, they reappear.
Now, they're not the exact boots.
No.
Because they're the boots you play for England, but they're the same model.
Yeah.
So we just thought, it's YouTube, we've got to keep the cost down, Joe.
Keep the cost down. So listen, I know.
This goal is,
this is my favourite goal.
Right, go on.
This is my favourite goal, Fenners, because I think so many factors, and the fact it was the type of goal was like, it felt like a lifetime's work. Do you know what I mean? Then the circumstances, you're playing against your closest rivals, for the team you supported as a boy, to win the title on a beautiful summer's day at Stamford Bridge with all my family. Now, I must have paid for about 100 tickets that day.
Yeah.
So everything about that day, if I was to say I want to be remembered as a footballer, what type of player was he? Like, that is everything, And then if I could go back to one day in my career, it would be that day. I don't know how I did the first bit. That was just instinct. Then I had to really concentrate because Van der Sar's come out.
Yeah.
And he was a fantastic goalie, Van der Sar, but I thought to myself, he's going to go down. Do you know that they say go across they always say this, go across him, go across him. I could see the gap high.
Yeah.
I've just lifted it and it's gone in and it just felt like just place erupted, shirt off, into the crowd. Do you know, it's like, it just feels like heaven. It's, I can't explain it. It's just the best feeling.
I just want to. Sorry, I think you're kind of doing yourself a bit of an injustice because you're not really like.
Go on.
Because let's have it right. The three players that you you kind of performed like it was like a backward let and then like a bit of a roulette and you got out. But it was a roll call, wasn't it, of United defenders?
Yeah, Rio, Vidic, Silvestre, and then Van der Sar. Great players in their own right. Great player. I mean. And that rivalry was really intense. I watched that game was on a channel the other day. I watched it, right? And you know, you talk about, if you ever want to see the evolution of football, that was 2006, right? Yeah. You had Ronaldo on the pitch, Giggs, Scholes, Drogba, Lampard, Robben, just Vidic, the who's who of the best footballers in the world. And it was so intense, man. Kicking lumps out of each other. You know, you talked about, if you pick that game up, we're not going back to the 80s, you pick that game up and put it now, it would look so different. Yeah. Some of the best players in the world. It was amazing. Like, I remember Jose said to me after the game, on one of his moments when he praised me, he said, because I think, remember Rooney got injured before the World Cup?
That's right, in that game.
In that game.
He got over a bit of over-arousal, wasn't
it? And that was the narrative, right? And I'm not bothered about getting headlines or anything like that. And I think I saw Jose afterwards, and I think he had a little bit of, have he said it in the press or said it to me, I don't know, he said, if Ronaldinho would have scored that goal, the world would have stopped. Because it was all about Rooney, and rightly so, because missing the World Cup was a blow. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember even feeling on that day, oh no, Wazza, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? The game's won, and he's off, and I remember, so that's the only negative from that game was, I remember thinking, oh, fuck, we've fucked the World Cup here, because he was our best player, you know what I mean? Yeah. But so that was like, that one day if I could go back to it, it'd be that day.
Yeah. Champagne?
I don't like champagne. No. Don't like champagne. That taste, and it comes like spraying it in my eyes. Yeah, I don't like champagne. No. I do like alcohol.
For the record, he does like alcohol, but not champagne. Yeah, what a day, what a goal. And top off. Big old Barnet then as well, Barnet.
I've got a lot of stick for my Barnet, but...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
But what I would say is, on the pitch, it was all over the gaff. On a night out, it looked smart.
It looked good, mate. It was of its time, wasn't it? It was that. It was Liam Gallagher influence sort of vibe, wasn't it?
You know me, like, I'm a mod at heart. Obviously, I can't produce it now with a Barnet.
If we could both go back and have it, then we'd have it, wouldn't we?
I would, mate.
Let's face it. Let's face it. Bonjour.
Bonjour, ça va, mon ami? Right, okay. Right, here we go. 11 Lille. Now this is, I'll get these out because I love these boots as well. I love these boots. Orange is actually my favourite colour.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know why, because it's not a popular favourite colour. So I love the laces and the, this is like, after my injury, I'd say, until I went and finished my career, and I managed to stay fit because I was only training a couple of times a week. I went to Lille and I stayed fit for a whole season, and I had a great time. I absolutely loved it. My body was sort of waning, but I stayed fit for the whole year, and it just, then I was getting close to my best, you know what I mean? We had a great team. I played like 42 games, I think I scored 9 goals, played midfield, played left, played right. And there's a guy called Rudy Garcia who was a manager, and it was to open my eyes to how I think football should be played, you know, like dropping into pockets. Yep. Goalkeeper was a fella called Miko Landreau. It's the first goalie I played with who was part of the build. Right. And I was like, I loved it. I made such fun. My nickname was Monsieur Patate, because I used to, when you used to, Mr. Potato, right?
I didn't want to.
Not because of my head, right? It was because I've always I didn't like pasta.
Right.
you'd be going to away games in normal hotels, not really nice ones, but the food was always specific. And I used to order potatoes, bit of salmon, salad, and I was the only one. So footballers, as creative as they are, call me Monsieur Patate, right? Right, so
How do you like?
I can tell you a story which I like. Just before a game, boiled.
Boiled, yeah.
Every other time, roasted.
Okay.
Yeah, with goose fat,
Mash?
preferable. I like mash.
Yeah.
I like all potatoes.
Yeah.
Probably the Irish ancestry in me. I do love them.
I love a potato, I've got to be honest,
mate,
yeah.
Underrated.
Massively underrated.
Massively underrated. But I'll tell you another story, and I don't even know if you'll be able to keep it in, but I'll tell you anyway. So as I've walked into the dressing room, the captain's walking me around, Rio Mavuba, lovely guy. He's English, he's broken. Meeting everyone, Eden Hazard, Payet, everyone. And then I'm like, how you doing, Haz? How's your French like? I've gone, a little bit, like, learned it at school, you know, bonjour, ça va? And I've said, what I remembered from school, I thought I was saying, I love dogs, j'aime le chien.
Yeah.
And I love cats, j'aime le chat. But what j'aime le chat means is, I love pussy. So, I'm walking in and going, bonjour, je m'appelle Joe, j'aime le chat. So the lads are rolling, right? The lads are, so what? And they're like, this is their first encounter with me. The lads are going, say that again. And I'm going, hello, bonjour. Oh, I must be really good at this. And so I'm walking in going, hello, my name's Joe Cole, I love pussy. To everyone, my whole team, they're rolling around.
He's having himself this like
Yeah. Strolling right in here like that. But it was actually a good icebreaker for me, and they were great, the boys there. A young Eden Hazard I played with.
Yeah, I mean, is he
best player I played with. And like when I went to see Rudy and we talked about where I was going to play, he was like, you're going to play here. If we play this system, you'll play here. And it was like, for me, it was brilliant because he was like so into how we play with the ball. I want you to enjoy your football, get the ball, but everything was surrounded by this young kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, mate, you do realise that's where I play.
Yeah.
And he's going, no, he's the main man. Then I soon realised after 2 or 3 sessions, this kid's special. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't train hard, but every session he'd do 2 or 3 things that just make you go, blew you away. And I was like, it was the first time, sometimes I was dropping deep to get the ball and the manager went going, get away, we're going to go forward. It was just really good football. We got to the second to last game of the season and we were still in the title race. We played Montpellier away and we sold a centre forward in January, African boy called Moussa Sow, who was a brilliant footballer, good goal scorer. I think if we would have kept him, we would have won the league because Paris weren't quite there. The money was there, but they were just building. Yeah. And we went to Montpellier and ended up losing. Then we sort of finished second or third, I think. We got Champions League football, which is what they wanted. Yeah. But I had a fantastic time there. I really did.
Right, one to go.
Right.
Could be emotional, this one.
Oh, yeah. Well.
What about that box, by the way? Seriously. That's
colouring.
Production levels,
That
isn't
is
it?
production levels, mate. The green and gold, Rowdies.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved these times, yeah. That's the last pair of boots I ever played in.
Wow.
Professional game.
And they've still got the mud on.
They've still got the mud of St. Petersburg, mate. He's, I give these to my agent, Terry. And I forgot to give them to him, to be honest. Yeah. You know. But, he's obviously very special to me because it's a very special pair of boots. Do you know what you notice about these? Have you seen
they've got like glittery laces.
Glittery laces, yeah.
Did you put those in yourself or did they come with the boot?
No, I have no idea. Like, that could have been something my little girl...
It's quite Tampa Bay, isn't it? Yeah,
it could have been something I did for my daughter on the night. I can't remember, to tell you the truth, but that would be something... So I remember, your career's coming to an end, right? And I couldn't stay fit. And I was like, I don't want to take anyone's money and not be available, but they come in with an 18 months contract. So I was either going to retire or go here. So it was a family decision. So it was we just had our third And I said to the missus, like, you go. I was still playing at Coventry because I was seeing if I could still play, which I loved as well. Shout out to Coventry, because I wanted to see if I could still, if I only trained a couple of days a week, if I could still play, and I could. So then this opportunity come about. But I said, I'm not going, if it ain't right for the family, I'm not going to go. So sent my wife out. She said she had a terrible flight. The kids were driving her mad. She's like, I'm definitely not doing this. We're like, he's just going to have to hang up his boots. And she went and she got there in Tampa, and it was like, I think it was like May time, April time, so the weather was, she said as soon as she got there, she just fell in love with it. It was like, it's such a beautiful place. St. Petersburg, it's got beautiful beaches, there's weather all year round, like wonderful people. And she was like, you know, and again, talk about instinct, it was the best decision I'd made, because I wasn't really ready to retire. I still love playing. I need to finish my career on something nice.
Yeah.
And so we went, and she said, she rung me, and she said, oh, we're going to love it as a family. Like, because at that stage, that's the most important thing. And I was secretly so happy, because I would have retired, because I wasn't going to go down the leagues like too far, and you know, but my heart still wanted to play football, so it was perfect. And we'd travel around the country, you know, so you see America, you like that, Richmond, Louisville, like all these places you wouldn't go, Puerto Rico away, and there was no the fans were so. Like, it was a different environment. Like, we get beat, say we got beat 3-0 at home, they're like high-fiving us off the pitch, telling us we're great. I'm like, you're getting beat at West Ham. You're not winning at West Ham at half-time. You're getting people throwing things at you. You know what I mean? It's like, but they just loved, they had this, like, and I was completely anonymous. Like, so nobody knew, you know, it's the first time since I was 17 where, like, me and the family were there, but nobody, I could walk around the streets and nobody was, not that I'm Justin Bieber, but you're a footballer, people know you. If someone's going to go like, you know, what about the game? I don't know.
Was that just like, this is lovely?
It was bliss. Honestly, it was bliss. I woke up every morning and I put my flip-flops on and my shorts and I walked to training. The standard weren't as good to what I was used to, you know what I mean? But the commitment and the desire. And these lads went to university, and they all would do other jobs afterwards. Like they love football. And this was the happiest in my career. It was almost like a beautiful way to finish your career, because you had like, I could really take it in. There was no pressure. I played, I performed, and I never got injured again. It was just bliss, like it really was. And and we had just us with a family together. And we even contemplated living out there afterwards.
Right, okay.
It was close, you know, but there was family things to come back with, and it was one day. Who knows? Maybe I'll be out there again, managing the Rowdies.
How hard was it then when you hung them up? Do you miss it? Of course you miss it, but
I miss it every day, mate. I do. Do you know what the weird thing was? Right. So before I played football, before I made my debut, I used to have regular dreams about playing football, becoming a professional footballer. We all probably did. And when I was playing, they all stopped. Then when I retired, when I'm having dreamings, I'm dreaming that I'm still playing sometimes. So the dreams have started again, and you wake up and go, oh God, I've got to take the bins out. Do you know what I mean? That's all done. It is, and I don't think I've been really lucky. So I've had a career to walk into, kept myself busy. I've got good friends, and you know, keep myself. But you sort of, it's not easy for any player. I think if any player is telling the truth, nobody goes, well, that was seamless. But luckily, I've had majority of it is like, I can be happy it happened, and it's nice to just go through everything, and see that. And like I said, but Tampa, and if anyone's looking for a holiday, get yourself out there. Tampa, St. Petersburg, some great tacos.
Oh,
tacos.
Love a taco.
No, tacos.
Tacos or potatoes, though, mate?
Tacos, but a potato taco.
Wow.
I come up with something now.
10%.
Bit of top spin. There you go, chefs.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
Mate, I've enjoyed it.
One last decision for you, though. You're only allowed to walk off the set with one pair of these boots, which pair is it going to be?
And I can't have the Adidas Ricos because we can't find them.
Nah.
Good question, mate. I think it's got to be the World Cup ones because I've kept them for a reason, haven't I? Do you know what I mean? Because every time someone comes over the years, and I had a big loads of memorabilia, and they go, we need a shirt, or I'm giving them something.
Yeah.
So they're like the last men standing. So there's my answer, really.
Okay.
I've got none of the other stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, do you want to grab them?
I will
Pop
grab
those
them,
ones
mate.
down, mate, and you grab those, and then probably because you know they're worth a few quid as well.
Now
mate.
I know how much they're worth. There's no one getting their hands on them.
Top man, thank you so much.
Pleasure, mate. Always.
Let's go, mate.
Let's go. How much do you want for these, geezer?
Awesome.